Hello, welcome to another EV Rambling series. Today I'm in a 2017 Hyundai Ioniq Electric vehicle. This is the pure electric version of this car. This car comes in three configurations: hybrid, plug-in hybrid electric, and full electric battery electric vehicle, which is this. So I would first like to start off by thanking Victoria Hyundai. I kind of reached out to them, and they immediately were very responsive to me and offered for me to come and basically take this drive for a vehicle, take photos, do whatever I want with it. And I jumped at the opportunity. I recently was in Vancouver test driving the Chevrolet Bolt, and I love that vehicle. And so this is a different kind of vehicle. First off, it's a sedan shaped vehicle, which is something that the market really needs. It's not another hatch, which we see all over the place. This car has a 28 kilowatt hour battery, which they say is good for about 200 kilometers of driving range. That's going to vary, obviously, but it would need to have some pretty crazy efficiency to get up to that. And you know, looking at the vehicle, I kind of imagine it would. It's not a very large vehicle. It's a little bit smaller, but still super comfortable. So I guess the plan is basically we'll turn this vehicle on. I haven't driven it. I quickly turn it on and then off again. But I'm just going to drive it around Victoria, talk about my reactions, what I think, and come up with a review. So let's begin this. Foot on the brake, power on. All right, so obviously display here. You have to wait a few minutes to confirm the drive safely and obey traffic rules. There we go. We have, if I go into the EV screen here, 59% of battery remaining, which it says are good for about 124 kilometers. The climate is turned off at the moment. I'm kind of boiling here, but I'm going to leave it off. I want to go into electricity use, I think. Yeah, so we can see 0 on the drivetrain right now, 0 on climate, 0.56 on electronics. That's constantly adjusting. So, kind of an interesting thing about this vehicle, oh, that audio is going to be horrible, is the drive selector. Like on the Chevy, like the Volt, it has like a selector. On the Leaf, it has a puck. The BMW i3 had a control up here. The Chevrolet Bolt had like this kind of puck system. This is just buttons, and so this is kind of pushing that. With an electric vehicle, it could be whatever you want. And so there's neutral, reverse, park, and drive. If I put it in reverse, doors lock automatically. You see reverse screen up. I want to drive though, and put it in drive. It shows drive up there. Put the sunglasses on. Mirrors look, yeah, pretty good. Why not? Let's lower that a bit. So the car makes a very low hum, and I noticed that when the guy that met me here pulled the car out. I think it has a speaker which produces that low hum at slow speeds. Now there's paddles on the back of the steering wheel here. The left one increases regeneration, says regeneration level 3, and the right one reduces it. Interesting concept. So it's not like the paddles on the Chevrolet Volt or the Chevy Bolt where you push it and then engages engine braking. This one is just choosing, instead of like going into an L mode or an eco mode, you just choose it based on your current driving conditions, which I think might be a very interesting approach to the whole deal. So I'm on the least amount of regeneration, and to be honest, I really haven't thought about where I'm going to drive. Let's drive past my place, why not? So yeah, that low sound is gone, I think. I need to... Steering wheel's quite high, it is telescopic, and you can put it up and down, pull it in and out. So, first impressions. I'm not actually sure. Oh, yeah, there it is. It shows your speedometer. It's interesting. Digitally, it has a needle. I was looking for a number. I'm so used to there being a number just displaying there. So the car is, it feels solid so far. I get quite a bit of road noise, but this is a very beat up street. There's a second generation Chevy Volt. Happy owners there. So I put the accelerator down there around that corner. This car has an 88 kilowatt electric motor. If you remember me talking to me, if you saw my Chevrolet Volt video, that one 150 kilowatt hour or 150 kilowatts. So there's no way I would expect this car to be as fast as that one. What I'm mostly going to be comparing this vehicle to is the Nissan Leaf, the Kia Soul EV, because it'll be just closest. That's pretty good. From zero, when I was going around that corner, it didn't really want to kick up too much, but while driving, it did very well. I'm gonna have to remember to use these paddles to increase the generation. It is kind of, now there is a drive mode button. What does that do? All right, that cycles between the regeneration and sport mode as well. So there's sport. Whoa. All right, now let's leave it in sport mode for a few moments. So sport mode makes the accelerator pedal super twitchy. Whoa, and the wheels are coming out. So it's changed the power. Oh, and it's changed the display now too. On the outside, it's now showing me a speedo rating, so going like 40 kilometers an hour. And the outside, it shows now power usage. I saw it go to like 90%. I'm like, holy crap, am I going that fast? But no, it changed it. It's super twitchy. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's funny. The car is just screaming its head off. Okay, so let's Eco. So in Eco, you put it in level 2 regeneration. I'm gonna increase that to level 3. Oof. Okay, I'm on level 3. I thought that car had stopped in front of me. Accelerator off. It slows the car down quite a bit. It's not as strong as some, but it's pretty good. So Eco as well. Yes, there's still some good throttle response, but it gives you quite a bit of feel on the pedal. So let's check a few other things. Let's check wind noise. In this car, all 4 windows go all the way down. So, okay. Let's try all the way down. Yeah, wind flow is really good. There's no gross buffeting or any unexpected sounds. So I'm still in the maximum level of regen in Eco mode. There's a battery temperature gauge on the right. Yeah, that slows the car down significantly. There's no one behind. Someone quite a ways behind me. So I'm gonna get up to, say, 60 kilometers an hour. Okay, I let go now. I'm at 50, 40, 30. So it's gradual. Like, it's not like really slowing or gonna slam the car down. I'm gonna put it to level 2. Let's try that again a bit here. I let go. Well, level 2, the car is way more free moving. 50, 40. Let's go to level 1. And level 1, you can barely feel it, and off. Yeah, and when it's off, the car it feels like it's powering. It's actually still moving the car. Something that I would kind of expect to feel from a combustion vehicle. I'm still in Eco mode though. So let's see. If I go down this hill with the accelerator off, it's not generating any electricity here. The car is actually accelerating. So this is probably the first electric vehicle I've been in where even in the free flowing drive mode, it doesn't pull back anything. So that's something new, which I haven't come across yet. That's an interesting approach to take. So if I go, yeah, oh yeah, you can see it on there too. So in mode, there's 0 kilowatts showing here. If I go into level 3 now, yeah, you can see it's pulling a ton of power. Huh. And that sound's there now at slow speeds. You probably won't be able to hear it. Alright, so this car, I think it's starting in the mid-30s. You need to confirm that with your local Hyundai dealership. But this is Hyundai's first all-electric vehicle. And I think a lot of people are expecting to come out with this vehicle sooner. This is 2017, 28 kilowatt. You might think that that's a little bit risky, especially since a lot of the second generation vehicles are just about to come out or have come out with significantly more battery storage. Or they've upgraded, like the BMW i3, you can get in like a 33 kilowatt hour version now. So this car has an interesting spot to fit in right now. I'm not going to hide it. Hyundai has announced, according to my research, that for the 2018, this car is going to bump up from 200 kilometers, 320 kilometer range. I don't know what the actual battery capacity increase will be though, or what it's supposed to be. But that's significant. That puts it on par with what you'd expect kind of from a second generation electric vehicle. And I think that they knew that they had to do that just to stay competitive. So it's kind of surprising me that this car is out here now in this configuration. But if you've read any of my blogs or watched some of my videos, you will understand though that I kind of feel that a lot of people don't need that huge battery storage. I think that enables like people in apartments to own an EV or a condo that doesn't have access to a power plug. But if you are one of the many people that owns your own place, or at least you rent in a place and you have access to a power plug, and maybe this is a secondary, you have two vehicles, let's say. This vehicle, it would probably, well, the range about around 200 kilometers is perfect. I don't think most people are going to be driving more than 200 kilometers on a regular day. And as like the hundreds of thousands of people that bought a Nissan Leaf, which only has, let's say, a usable range of 130 kilometers, like for the first generation, have found that that's well within what they absolutely need. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't let the lower battery storage or the lower range compared to what you're going to see come up be something to dissuade you from considering this vehicle. Already just driving it around town, I like this car quite a bit. So, okay, here I am. Yeah, the car has good pep, good power. There's, yeah, like I was a big bus drove by and it would have been, the motor would have been quite loud. It barely heard it. There's some tire noise, a little bit of wind noise. Not much, really. I feel like I need to raise this seat up a bit. I'm comfortable in the car. This actually space looks quite nice. The seats are comfortable. They're firm but supportive. Oh, another thing, I don't know if you've noticed, the steering wheel, it's a D-shaped steering wheel, so it's flat on the bottom. That gives your legs a little bit more clearance. It's also kind of a throwback to a sporty or an aftermarket wheel. Well, that made me chuckle when I saw that. And I like it. I think it's cool to see a manufacturer just kind of put that into one of their electric vehicles. You know, heaven forbid that somebody actually say that their electric vehicle is sporty and fun. You know, instead everybody seems to want to sell it as, well, actually, I'm not even sure how they want to market and sell it. Good. Alright, well, I'm not sure I'm going to be reacting much more. I'm used to the car now. What am I going to say? You know, how am I going to review this? How do I place it? by the way, it's just, this car is just sipping energy. Hey, there's a leaf in front of us. So, Hyundai is entering this obviously a little bit late to the game. The first Nissan Leaf came out, well, I think it was late 2010, kind of 2011 is how most people think it starts. So we're 6 years ahead of that. Hyundai, I would imagine, had a lot of time to study their competition and kind of figure out what they wanted to do. Did they do a good job? Yes, they did a good job. This car's nice. If you wanted to put 5 people in this car, it's going to be a tight fit. It's not a large car, but it definitely is good. I'm going to put the regeneration up, level 3. Yeah, level 3 is strong. It's not, will it stop the car? Car still moving, car still moving, car still moving. It's not going to stop the car. So the regen does not stop the car. It's not that heavy, but it's strong. Strong enough anyways to slow you down. It's also, okay, so this brings us down to the next point about this car. This car does not scream, well, it has a big electric on the back and stuff, but it doesn't scream like by the funky styling of the Leaf or the i3 or anything that I'm an electric vehicle. I'm looking in a mirror right now, and it kind of looks like what I would expect from Hyundai's product lineup, or Honda or Kia, any of those. It's not this shouty thing. Like, look at me, I'm saving the environment. And I kind of like that shouty, look at me kind of thing. But I know lots of people don't. This car, it's like the charger is like where the gas tank or gas filler would be. It has DC fast charging. There's, yeah. Drive mode settings. Oh, you can change what type of stuff. Coast generate. You can customize how each one of those drive modes reacts. I don't think you could choose. You could choose a maximum speed limit in Eco. Ha! That's cool. Yeah, I like that. Alright, so I don't think you can figure how it looks like, but you can configure each one of those drive modes. That's awesome. I'm still on maximum regeneration here. Our speaker's going. Oh. Yeah, this car feels good. So smooth. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, it's showing me a nearby station, 510 meters. Can I click on that? Yes, I can. Damn right I can. Here's all charge stations: Saanich Road, Nedco, never heard of them. District Saanich, Mayfair Center. Yeah, that looks pretty accurate, actually. Awesome. Nice to have that. That feels good. Composed. Let's use that word, composed. That's how it feels. I think if you have an EV right now, like an older Leaf, which or you know someone, they would like this car, 100%. I think anybody that's into kind of the standard EV would probably fall in love with this car. It's doing everything right. The thing it's missing, though, it's missing that, like, that one big push, which would push, like, the Chevrolet Bolt, like, the massive battery storage, the 60 kilowatt, and, like, the absolutely nutty acceleration. Like, this one is making me smile. Almost every EV I've been in has made me smile with how it drives. But the Bolt was just stupid, and I really appreciated that. You know, like, going around a corner there, you could hear the wheels, it was spinning. And there's going to be some kind of unrefinedness, I suppose. Oh god! And you know what? Like, we're coming up to a smart car. This car just destroys something like that in terms of efficiency. Now, if I go into sport mode here, let's turn regeneration all the way off. Now let's leave it on 1. This car, you don't have to make a sacrifice like you have to do in that smart car. The smart car, you have to sacrifice size, acceleration, all that stuff. This car, you don't. You have a really nice car. It's comfortable. It's a ton. You can put 5 people in it. You can put a bunch of storage, and the efficiency is just insane. And I was skeptical that this car would get the 200 kilometers. I kind of thought that they were really pushing it with a 28 kilowatt hour battery, because I assumed that you'd only have 24, let's say, accessible. But after driving it and seeing that we're now at 51%, and I believe it fully. Yeah, this car would get that. Not a problem. And that's great. Like, this car probably has to average something like 7 or more kilometers per kilowatt hour, which is amazing that they could come up with that type of efficiency. A lot of other EVs can only dream of that. Alright, I'm going to put this right here. There's a silver Ioniq over there as well. Park. Parking brake. Let's turn this off. Off. Alright, so that is the 2017 Hyundai Ioniq Electric, full electric vehicle. I'm obviously going to write a blog about this, and I usually find in my blog I have time to reflect and think about the vehicle a little bit more. I'm just, right now, my mind is just going crazy trying to understand. But it's a great car. It's excellent. I only mentioned, like, once I got my first electric vehicle, I decided I'd never buy another gasoline-only vehicle again. And that put out brands like Hyundai. That was just, they weren't part of the equation anymore. But they're back in the game now. If I had to replace my Nissan Leaf right now, like if the Leaf was stolen or written off or something like that, this would be high on the list. It would definitely be something. It would be top contender, and the contenders would be right now would be the Chevrolet Bolt. I don't think I'd buy a Leaf right now. Like, I would wait for the second generation Leaf. This is better than the first generation Leafs you can get right now. I mean, there, I said it. It's better than the Leafs right now. I can't talk about the second generation Leaf, but yeah, no, this is a really nice car. So, thank you for watching. Thanks again to Victoria Hyundai. I'll see if I could put like a picture if I figure it up, or maybe I'll put a link. If I could figure out how to point to something and have a link here, maybe I'll do that. Yeah, thank you Hyundai Canada for creating this vehicle, bringing it to Canada, marketing it. That is huge. And I guess I should finish by, if you are considering an electric vehicle, or if you're thinking about buying this one, or if you bought it, please comment. Let me know what you think of the vehicle or the videos that I'm making, or any questions that you might have. I do respond, and we could have some good conversations, and those conversations just help more people to decide to maybe change the way they move themselves around. So thanks again, and look for some videos in the future. Bye.